Hi and welcome to Yahoo Personal Finance. I'm Daniela Dewan and joining me today is Financial Spectrum's Brenton Tong to talk about setting up a share portfolio. Brenton, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So what are some of the first steps to take when first starting a share portfolio?
Well, probably the first thing you really need to work out is A, do you want to be doing it?
Yeah.
And secondly, how much money do you actually want to commit to buying some shares?
Okay.
One of the things about buying shares is while it has a lot of sexiness to buy low, sell high, make a quick dollar.
Yeah.
In reality, share investing is a long-term investment.
Okay.
The stock market goes up, but it also goes down a lot as well.
Sure.
So if you're going to put anything into the share market, make sure it's some money that you can afford to have sitting there for quite a while.
How long are we talking here?
Well, rule of thumb generally 5 years to 7 years is
Okay.
a good time to give it. If you make a profit, you can get out a little bit sooner, but don't put any money into the stock market that you're not prepared just to have sit there for a while.
Okay, sure. And do you recommend that investors starting out just look domestically first?
Well, domestically is always a good idea. There's a lot of very well-seasoned investors who always say invest into things that you know and things that you understand.
Yeah.
And it's more likely that you're going to understand something which is in your own backyard.
Yep.
That being said, the globe is getting a lot smaller and brands are also becoming a lot more global as well. So the likes of Google and Apple and things like that, a lot of people understand them a lot more than what they would have in the past.
Okay.
But generally, buying domestically is a little bit easier for your first time.
Sure. And how easy is it to do it yourself? I mean, is professional advice necessary here?
Well, it really comes down to what you're trying to achieve, really. The actual process of buying shares is really, really easy these days. Just jump online, Google or search for something about buying some shares, and you'll find there's a lot of people out there who are more than happy to actually take your money off you. You can invest into managed funds, you can open up a stockbroking account. There's lots of ways to actually do it. With regards to professional advice, that's a much bigger question because there's lots of different types of professional advice you can actually get. We always tell people to actually, rather than just focus on buying the share, work out what it is you're hoping to achieve with your money in the first place.
Sure.
And that's really about getting some planning advice. If you're not quite sure about what type of shares you want to be getting, you can look at stockbroking advice. And if you're really not too sure about the stock market, you can look at things like managed funds where someone will buy parcel shares for you.
Okay, so there are plenty of options out there.
Plenty of options.
Okay, when you first started buying shares, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned?
Well, the fastest way that I found to actually make a small amount of money was to actually start with a larger amount of money.
Right.
The stock market, when I first started investing, I was a teenager. It was the 90s. The internet didn't actually exist really in the way that it does at the moment. So for me, it was actually about engaging a stockbroker, speaking to professionals and building up a portfolio and trying to get my knowledge up as quickly as possible. The big differences these days is the knowledge is at your fingertips. There is a lot of help there. There are a lot of forums. There are a lot of people out there who are more than happy to help.
Okay, so do some research and get online as a starting point.
It's a good place to start.
Thank you so much for your time, Brenton. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Yahoo Personal Finance.